please.
So if you don't want to show your faces, that's fine. Just make sure you leave your volume on if you want to ask a question. Okay, I'm going to mute myself. Go ahead, Mr. Kine.
Hey, good morning, everyone. My name is Kaithan, but you can call me Mr. Kai. I am a student teacher. I'm so welcome to you guys. Today, I'm very excited to learn together with you. I just let you know that please do not hesitate to ask any discussion in class. Also, I just let you know if you have any question about topic. Please feel free to ask me or share it, chat box or email. I'm so happy to assist you. That's why I'm here with you. Thank you. Okay. Today we are going to learn and discuss the executive branch of our government system. I hope that you guys already read my post before this start. Yeah, this article, yes. I think you already read, right? Did you read? Yeah.
Mr. Kine, maybe
Yes.
in case they didn't read it, maybe we should read some of these,
Yeah.
how about these key points or something?
Yes. I think so. My plans is not read. They were read before. So can you go my slide, please? My near part, my slide. Yeah. Now I request to you, please mute your microphone symbol, and if you have any question, please hand raise the logo symbol. Thank you very much, your cooperation. I have two norms about this my lesson that please avoid this rap, and then please mute. If you have question, please hand raise the symbol. Thank you, your cooperation. Yeah, the executive branch of the U.S. government. I have here, you guys please share what are three branch of our government. It's going to 5 minutes. You can share it or you can orally speak in, please. Yes, please go ahead. Mugishimana, please. Yeah, you can say.
Yeah, there is one legislative. Legislative.
Yes, what are three branch of our government? Okay, very good.
Yes, great job,
Legislative
Immaculate. Legislative, very
is
good.
one. Please, with 3 minutes left. Anyone can use Ray or can use allow? Yes, very good. Sandy, executive, very good. Thank you. What art? Judicial, very good, awesome. Congratulations. You guys are very awesome. Great job. Yes. Uh, yes, it's a three branch, very important in our government system. It's a judicial, legislative, and executive. So this is very important, our system. 1 minute left, but I want to go here. It's kudo, it's student. The student will know the basic principle of our executive branch. The student will understand the basic principle of U.S. government system. Student will answer question on the neopet. Maybe I want bigger. Can you big us a little bit small, Lisa? Okay, anyway, no problem. Yes.
We cannot read your chat.
Okay. It's
Immaculate, what did you say?
We cannot read the chat. It's too small.
It is small. So what you could do, you could join the Nearpod, but it basically is just saying we're going to look at these pictures, right, Mr. Kind? So you want me to put the pictures on instead?
yes. Please.
the
Yeah,
pictures
this
will be better.
yes. Please go ahead.
So Immaculate, can you see these images
Here. I want to show here.
Yeah.
This is our executive branch. The picture. Let's go.
Just get more pictures here.
Yes.
Looks like a
Here, this is the executive branch, the meeting, the president, head of the state government, federal government. And then here there are discussions. This is all the function of executive branch. The president decide everything that he signed after it became law. Yeah, who is the president today? Okay. Okay, today is Mary. Thank you, your answer, but today is not Obama. Yes, I appreciate it, but it's Obama's last term.
Oh, that's because Mr. Kine, I wrote, after they answered, I wrote, who was the last president? So Mary said,
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mary, you are right.
Yeah,
Thank
they
you
should
very
have
much.
just known.
Yeah, thank you very much. Okay. And then, yeah, after you are watching, learning the picture, what you want to say, what you want to inspire to them. Can you tell me in the future it's your opportunity? That's importance. I just show you your inspiring to the president of it, the executive of it. I want to inspire to you guys. You can become president of the United States in the future. I hope. Do you want anybody? Do you want any react about the picture? How do you feelings when you watching the executive branch of it?
Mr. Kine, do you want to show them the video and then we could ask them questions after?
Sure, of course. Please go ahead. Yeah, please go watch this video, and then so we got discussion after that. I hope you will enjoy. You will understand about the executive branch more.
Made at the Constitutional Convention in 7.
I just want to make sure you guys can hear. Can you guys hear it? Immaculate, can you hear this?
1997, where delegates who were trying to craft a new governmental system.
Yes, they heard it.
They heard it? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
For the United States agreed on how the legislative branch of the government would be set up. And the agreement they made was that it would be a two-house or bicameral legislature with a House of Representatives, where the representatives would be apportioned based on state population, and then a Senate, where every state would get 2 senators regardless of its size. And this is just one example of how the framers of the Constitution tried to introduce a notion of balance. In this video, I want to zoom out a little bit and look at the broader Constitution, because the legislative branch was really only one part of it. In fact, there are 7 more articles of the Constitution. So here, I'd like to spend some time taking a closer look at some of the other articles, paying special attention to the executive branch and the judicial branch. But before we do that, I just want to take a moment to marvel at the size of the Constitution. Not because it's so big, but because it's so small. So this is the first page of the Constitution, famously starting with "We the People," but the entire original Constitution could fit on 4 pages. Compare that to the constitutions of many other nations, which are hundreds of pages long. And I think the idea here in having a constitution that's really only 7 articles long was that it was going to set down principles. This wasn't going to be a whole set of laws that outlined everything that a state should do in any situation, but rather a set of broad ideas around which lawmaking decisions could happen. In a way, you could think of the Constitution as being kind of broad enough to be flexible. They spoke in larger generalities that could be applied to many different situations. And I think the proof that this was a good way to think about putting together a constitution is just in the fact that we still have this constitution today, more than 200 years after it was written in 1787. The U.S. Constitution is the oldest constitution in the world that is still in effect at the national level. I think that's a pretty big deal. So how did this Constitution work? Well, let's look a little bit more closely at these first 3 articles and the branches of government that they created. So one of the ways that the framers of the Constitution attempted to remedy the problems caused by the single branch government under the Articles of Confederation was creating a 3-branch government. So one branch established in Article 1 would be the Congress, and within this building is the House of Representatives and the Senate. And this would be, in the eyes of the framers, really the most powerful of the branches. They gave Congress the power to make law, to tax, to raise an army, to coin money. They really envisioned that most of the day-to-day operations and most of the power of government would fall under the duties of Congress. But one thing that the Articles of Confederation had lacked was a powerful executive. So the second branch of government, established in Article 2, is the executive branch, the head of which is the president. And the job of the executive would be to enforce or carry out the laws made by Congress. And that would include doing things like waging war. Remember that the first president was George Washington, who had been the general of the Revolutionary Armies. But the president could also kind of have the front lines on dealing with foreign nations, so negotiating treaties, and would also have the power of appointing many government officials. And lastly, the third branch would be the judicial branch of government, established in Article 3. And the head of the judicial branch would be the Supreme Court, the highest court in the land. Of course, there are many other smaller courts below it at the state and district level. And the Supreme Court's job, along with other courts, would be to interpret the law, to see whether or not things done by Congress and the president fell within the bounds of the Constitution. And the framers really thought that the judicial branch would end up being the weakest branch of government, although both the presidency and the Supreme Court have grown in power over the years. Now, this is an incredibly brief overview of these 3 branches. These articles include lots more in them about the specific powers of each of these branches and the kinds of requirements one would need to become a representative or president. So I highly recommend that you read more about the Constitution and check out these articles. But what I want you to get out of this is that the framers here were trying to separate the powers of government. So they wanted to make sure that to avoid having too much power in government, remember that they are trying to escape from the monarchy, they want to make sure that government power is kind of diffused among these 3 branches, with the idea that they're going to have to argue with each other to get things done. They're going to have to cooperate with each other to get things done. So the separation of powers is one of the key principles of the Constitution. Another key principle is checks and balances. So what do I mean by checks and balances? Well, this is the idea that each of the branches of government has the power to check, in the sense of stop, like checkmate in chess, the other branches of government. And I think of this as kind of like a giant governmental game of rock, paper, scissors. Now, there are many ways that these branches can check each other, but I just want to give a couple of quick examples to help you understand what that might be like. All right, well, say that Congress makes a law, and the president doesn't like that law. Well, the president can use the power of the veto to kill that law. And if Congress gets annoyed enough with the president, they might use their power to impeach the president. All right, well, what about the judicial branch? So the judicial branch's main checking function is declaring laws unconstitutional. So the president or Congress may put through a law that the Supreme Court says is not consistent with the Constitution. Judicial branch can then kill that law by declaring it unconstitutional. All right, well, what happens if the other branches are unhappy with the judicial branch? One way that the president can check the judicial branch is through appointing judges. This would kind of change the composition of the court, the people on the court. And so over time, the presidency can influence who is on the Supreme Court and how they rule on laws. And lastly, if Congress isn't happy with the Supreme Court, they might be able to impeach justices or change jurisdiction of the lower courts. So in this way, like the separation of powers, the framers intended to make sure that one branch couldn't get too powerful because it would be able to check the other branches. And you could really think of this as being a brilliant way of harnessing people's natural inclination to look out for themselves. As rivalries developed, as people tried to do what they thought was best, they could help keep government honest by fighting among themselves. And as they all strove and checked each other, would keep all of government from becoming too powerful.
Thank you, student. I think despite your tent, I think you are all realized now. So, what do you believe is the executive branch, or what are power of the executive branch? It's your turn. Can you discuss? I give to you 10 minutes, please. You can talk by microphone, or you can write chat box, please.
So Mr. Kai said from this video, we all want to come up with one power of the executive branch. So you could raise your hand and say it like Immaculate did before, or you could type it right in here. Thank you, Ali. So you could have a sentence starter, one power of the executive branch. I noticed he said something, and then he said something in the video about choosing Supreme Court justices, and that's something that's going to be a big issue because we see yesterday you guys did that activity about Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and she died, and so now there's a big controversy. Will Donald Trump choose the new judge, or will they wait until the new president?
Excuse me here. I'm sorry. It's sorry, my correct name, Mukashimana. It's Mike Law is not executive branch, but you discord. It's maybe you can change your mind if you want. The Congress, this is Congress. Law makes Congress, but you did very good. But still, you can think in another way. Thank you very much. What can do executive branch? For example, I give to you example. Who be the birds? Who be those birds? Who say bird to become law? Who is the commander in chief of the military? This is your turn. I want understanding to you guys. So please keep discussion or keep talking. If you have any question, please let me know, hand raise, regarding about the executive branch. Very good.
Miss,
Yes, Lakri, you could talk to Mr. Kai.
Yes. Princeton Cyber, yes, is correct. Yeah, I guess this I want to give to you the student for guess most their understanding about the president office, executive branch. So
Mister, I have question.
yes, go ahead, please.
The executive branch is only for the president.
The executive branch is the head of the state president, but they have cabinet, the advice. The cabinet's people's advice to the president, but they are member of the executive branch. You got it? You good?
Yeah.
Thank you. Please don't hesitate. Ask me. I'm very happy to see you.
Immaculate, good question.
Yes.
Mr. Kine, this is Immaculate. She's doing a great job today. She must have had a really good global studies teacher.
Okay, thank you. Who is the vice president? Yeah, it's Mike Pence. And currently it's Mike Pence, Mr. Mike Pence. Can you tell me what is the presidents can grant? Can you tell me please what presidents can do for the grant? Yes,
What?
the president can grant for what? Who? Can you tell me please? Yes. What can the Princeton grant? Okay.
Oh, Lysander, that's excellent. Mr. Kai, I just put on the side just a little question, like why do we have three branches? And Lysander said to ensure a separation of powers. I
Sure.
love those fancy words.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's great answer. It's exactly you right. This, this is a check and balance for is there going to be control power each part. We have negotiations all three part common goal. That's why this three branch.
So, Mr. Kai, we only have 2 minutes.
Yes, I
So I'm so I'm going to answer it. Mr. Kai asked, what can the president grant? And this is sort of a cool thing. The president can grant a pardon.
Yes, pardons for the prisoner, such as, yes,
Yeah, and that means if someone is in jail, the president can get them out of jail. So these are the president. Do we think he is a powerful person or not powerful person?
I think this is powerful. Just he give to privileged decision. That's great.
Yeah. Awesome, guys. Yeah, he's definitely powerful. And Mr. Kine, do you think the kids know who's running for president in 2020? So
Yes.
we're going to have an election soon. Does
Yes.
anyone know who's running to be the executive
Sure.
branch?
Sure, that's it's great, interesting topic. Yeah, do you know any right now? It's 2021, 2020.
Joe Biden.
Yes, very good. Great answer.
What?
Joe Biden's.
Miss, are we gonna have a new president?
Yes. Okay, so
Mr. Kai, did you hear Lacrite? She asked if we're going to have a new president.
I
So there's two people running, and maybe Mr. Kai can tell you about that. I'm going to mute myself.
yes, I think it's a very critical right now between the president Joe Biden and current president. It's polling. According to the pollings, it's Joe Biden's going to leading right now, but we're not sure who became president. We just perspective, you know. But leading Joe Biden current trend in polling. That's I want to say that. Thank you for your asking. Now we done this discussion, so we can go.
There's no more president.
Take any question before we got more
There's
guys.
no more president.
No, we still have a president, honey. We have Donald Trump, but in November, people are going to vote, and they're going to vote either for Joe Biden, Donald Trump. And Mr. Kai said that Joe Biden is winning now. People think he will win, so that's what I. Okay, Mr. Kai is right. It's time to go. You guys have to go to your next class. So
No,
listen,
I got sure. No, do you have any the tickets? Is it ticket? Just I think 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Is it ticket? Do you did?
No.
the exit ticket.
Yeah, is it ticket?
Any homework?
Do you have any exit ticket? You book that? No?
I have it in the Nearpod, but we have to, let's see, I think we have 1 minute maybe.
Yeah, just sure that maybe you can be answer box. Just make sure.
Okay, so I'm going to put this. So,
Yeah.
how elected for. So this would be the exit ticket.
Yeah, the exit ticket. I have 3 exit ticket. We led the president for how many years? Okay. And then second question, what are 3 power of the executive branch? And third question, the limit on the power of the president is example of what? Yeah. That's you can be answer.
Yeah, Mr. Kai, yeah, I think we covered. You did. This is good. So
Yeah.
everyone knows now that first exit ticket, the answer is 4 years. Excellent.
Very
and
good.
3 powers of the executive branch. We can go up in the chat and we can see the 3
Great.
powers. The president can grant a pardon.
Yeah, the limits on the power of the president is an example of what? Do you know any? Do you know any example of the what? Car, yes. It's you already read it, and then you already watch video. So,
Mr. Kai, I think I'm going to answer this exit ticket just because class is over.
yes.
But limits on the president are called checks and balances, which we'll talk about more on
Yeah.
Thursday. And one of the checks and balances is that the president picks the judges.
Okay, thank you very much,
That's
Miss
the
Molly.
example.
I appreciate I appreciate your participation.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye bye.
See everyone on Thursday.
Thank you.